Okay, so hello, I'm here with the excellent Paula Byrne, author of The Real Jane Austen. I went to your event yesterday, it was fantastic talking about your book, and we have got a few questions for you, if that's all right.
Lovely, yeah, I'm delighted to be here.
Yes, so I've had a quick read through your book, and the thing that kind of really struck me first was that you obviously have a clear passion for Jane Austen. Why wasn't it the Bronte sisters or Lord Byron or someone else that inspired you to kind of research Jane Austen as much as you have?
Well, it's funny because I began loving the Bronte I was always a big reader as a young girl, and I absolutely adored the Brontes. They really spoke to me, the sort of the passion, the language, and so I came to Jane Austen, I think, relatively late for me because I was a big reader of classics, and I came to Jane Austen when I was 14. And I read Mansfield Park, and at that point I completely fell out of love with the Brontes and fell in love with Jane Austen and thought, oh no, this is a far superior writer. And so I've always loved Jane Austen, and I had very good advice from my PhD supervisor who said you should write about someone who, even after 4 years intense research, you will still want to read. And that really came down to probably 3 people: Shakespeare, Evelyn Waugh and Jane Austen. And I went with Jane Austen, and I've never regretted that decision.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's good. Yeah, you can tell in the book that you just completely love her writing, and that's really nice to see as well. So, Jane Austen's letters, they're quite different to her novels, really, aren't they? And they do show a different side to Jane. She talks of kind of ladies with these fat necks and their chokers and their pink horrible husbands with them. Is there anything that you don't like in her writing? Is there any side to her that you don't kind of relish?
No, I absolutely love that dark side to her. And I think you're absolutely right. I mean, a novel is completely different to a letter because a novel is for public consumption. So she's reining herself in to a certain extent. Because it's a public thing, whereas a letter is a private conversation, like a telephone conversation would be private. So I think that's when you really get to the real Jane Austen. And the one thing I wanted to do in the book was to make sure that funny, dark, caustic side came across, because otherwise you don't do justice to Jane Austen. So the naughtier she is, the better. And as I said yesterday in my talk, she almost seems to adopt this persona of the naughty little sister. Like, what can I say to shock my sister? Oh, I know, let's make a joke about miscarriage. Let's make a joke about suicide. Let's make a joke about, she finds humour in anything. And I think you have to find humour in anything. That's what humour's all about. You can't start censoring what's funny and what's not funny. So I love that sort of untrammelled, wild side of her.